Hey, Courtney. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good, thank you.
Good. What brings you here?
Well, I've been having some work issues. Um, so my new director, we've been having some little issues with her not feeling as though we are competent enough to carry our duties. We're all seasoned teachers who have been there for 9 years plus. I'm the youngest, and I've been there for 9 years. So we were having issues with her not. She's never worked inside the pre-K setting, which is the school that I'm at. So um, just feeling like she doesn't trust us to do what it is that we're supposed to do really makes us feel uneasy. So we went to address that with her, and we did. We had a meeting with her, and we all got together and said we wanted it to be something positive, and we just wanted to break what was going on in the school, like those negative feelings and feeling like you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing towards her. We had this meeting and it wasn't so good. She left out feeling like we basically ganged up on her, and that was not the intention at all. We just wanted to make sure that we started the year off right, and now she's kind of backed off from us, and she even made the statement, I'm gonna let them do what they want to do, and that was not the intent of our meeting. So it really frustrates me and hurts me a little bit that she feels that way.
All right, so let me recap just kind of for my own benefit. So I gather that you're a pre-K teacher.
Yes.
Okay, so how long, running in how long you've done this?
For 9 years.
9 years, okay. So let me just kind of get an understanding of the dynamics of your workplace. So how many years, what type of education?
We're in a pre-K.
Okay.
And so we've all the teachers have been together since the school since we've all worked since we've all been working there. We've all been like
pre-K teachers. They
family.
have a bachelor's degree. What's
yes,
the education?
Bachelor's and masters and or
and then
the kindergarten.
The director, what is?
She does not have a degree in pre-K.
Okay.
So
her degree?
her degree is in education, but it is in she was a fourth and fifth grade teacher, so she's used to
so she doesn't have pre-K
kids.
experience.
No, but we all do.
Okay. Do you feel like her lack of experience is what kind of plays into that dynamic?
I think maybe she's trying to overcompensate because she doesn't. I'm glad you said that. I think she's trying to overcompensate because she doesn't have the experience with working with pre-K. But at the same time, I feel like we could be a valuable resource for her. And she is trying to do all the lesson plans for us and not really giving us the privilege to like differentiate within our classroom. She wants everybody to do the same thing at the same time, and that's not how it's supposed to be, because we're supposed to actually share resources. So every classroom shouldn't be doing the same thing at the same time. So it's basically like
that must be really frustrating, like because you're wanting to help, you're wanting to let your resources be known, let what you have to offer be known, but then it's like it's not received or it doesn't reciprocate.
Yes, I mean I definitely feel frustrated because we have so much that we can offer her, and we've done really great jobs in the past, and everybody else acknowledges that except for her, and she's like the newbie on the block. So it's like we're looking, how are you going to tell us that we're not doing what we're supposed to be doing when we've been doing it for all these years, and not just always the same way, but coming up with new interventions and staying abreast of all updates. And it's like she doesn't trust us to do what we're supposed to be doing.
Okay. What was your relationship like with your past director?
Very close. The entire school was very close with her. She entrusted us to do what we were supposed to do. She encouraged us, but she was also a fierce leader. So, even she was strong, but she was also someone that you could go to and talk to. Like this new director, you cannot go to her and talk to her about anything.
Okay. And so what prompted the past director to leave?
Retirement.
Retirement. Mm-hmm. Okay. So do you think maybe those expectations were already placed on this new director to kind of mimic the past director, kind of hold her to that standard?
I think maybe she was more intimidated because of how we all felt towards our past director and the great relationships that we have, because it was very known within the county how great the relationship was, because our past director bragged on us, all the time. This is a superb school. We have 5 stars. We do great things. But when she came in, it's like she doesn't brag. She doesn't, not that we want her to brag on us, but she doesn't even acknowledge any of the great things we do. She just focuses on the negative.
That's definitely frustrating. Is there any staff member, teacher that maybe she gravitates towards, or they work well together?
Well, originally it was me until she started having um, issues with other teachers, and that affected me. Okay, when she started approaching them and not um, giving such positive feedback, or basically being professional with the way that she was stating certain things, it kind of made me want to back off from her, because like I said, we're so tight, we're a close-knit family. It's kind of like somebody going in and being mean to your brother when he didn't do anything, or your sister, and so you're weary of them. So now, we just try to avoid her, and we don't want to avoid her. So I'm just trying to see.
So what does that avoidance look like? Who do you turn to?
The avoidance starts when you walk through the door in the morning. The avoidance begins when we walk in, we speak to the secretary. Hi, good morning. She's super sweet. The next door is the director, and we're hoping that she has her back turned, and you can kind of shuffle in, good morning, and keep going. Because it happened when we were always saying good morning to her. Sometimes she wouldn't say it back. She would pretend as though she didn't hear us. So now it's to the point where you don't even want to say anything, and you just want to hear up and go and sign in and get to your room. So that really frustrates me the most.
So what do you think would be the one thing that would change your perspective? Like if she could just do one thing, what would that be? To where you'd say, hey, you know what? I feel appreciated. I feel like I'm part of a team, not just.
Genuinely, let us all know that she appreciates us. Just verbally coming out and saying that to us, because that's something that she has not done, and that's something that we are used to. When you do something good, you praise for that, but also not afraid to say, hey, you could do better in this area, and we could be able to receive that in a more positive light, because at the same time she does give positive feedback as well, but she doesn't give positive feedback, she only gives negative feedback. So to basically answer what you were asking me, if she would just say something positive sometimes to us, that would make everyone feel better.
Yeah, it's hard to work somewhere where you kind of feel like you have to work in tunnel vision, and you're blinded to everything else around you, because the reality is a great workplace, great work environment can be very rewarding. So let's see, I can only go so far since I'm not counseling her, obviously. What do you think is maybe some steps that you could take on your end to kind of bring about that change in her?
Okay, so as I stated earlier, I think we should talk a little more about the fact that we did have this meeting with her, and where everyone pretty much kind of stated how they felt, but also started with something positive. Said that they love their job, they enjoy coming to school. They then stated that they get really discouraged when they don't hear anything back about how well they're doing, but she'll come to us when something is bad, and we just wanted to try to nip that in the bud during that meeting. she kind of sat there like with the arms folded and like looked away from us, and we knew that wasn't our intentions at all. And
have you tried to have like a one-on-one conversation with her where it's not like the whole staff, being like, just face to face?
I haven't, but some others have tried, and then um, she'll kind of make them feel like, well, you're my friend, so you can't say anything negative about me, and I don't want to put myself in that position where if I go to her and then she kind of fixes it with me, but she doesn't fix it with someone else,
That kind of puts you in a compromised position.
Exactly. I feel like I'm stuck in the middle.
Administrator versus colleagues.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just kind of thought of that because I thought, well, maybe she would feel less intimidated if it were just one person coming to her versus a whole staff meeting where she feels incompetent or inadequate because the whole staff is not ganging up on her, but maybe that's her perception.
Mm-hmm.
So, are there any other goals that you think you might could?
I just want the environment to be better. Like I said, I enjoy.
And what would a better environment look like for you?
It would look like our past environment, which was our happiness started when we got up to get ready to go to work in the morning. Loving, what you're doing as far as teaching, walking through the door, being greeted, seeing her greet parents, and showing that the parents are meaningful and appreciated. She doesn't do that, so that makes me feel kind of, bad for the parents. But for me personally, just being able to go around and share ideas again, bounce off ideas, and say, hey, are you working on this week? I'm going to work on this next week, and just being able to collaborate. It seems like everything's so secluded.
All right, so stemming off of that, let's say worst case scenario, she didn't ever show you a sign of appreciation. What are some steps that you could take to secure your own personal happiness or your own personal sense of appreciation and value?
Well, feedback from parents.
Okay.
We do.
Are your parents generally very positive?
Very positive, very supportive. Okay. Always tell us how thankful they are. They give cards. They do phone calls, to let us know that they appreciate, what we're doing. I work with a special needs population, so those parents are very appreciative, of what I do personally. So I get the appreciation from other places, but ultimately you do want it from administration.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because she's the one who's doing the evaluating. And so.
What have your past evaluations look like?
They've always been good.
Even with her as your administrator?
The ones with her have been good. She doesn't offer a lot of feedback, which concerns me because if you're not providing a lot of feedback, then how can you say that someone's not doing a good job? But my evaluations have been good.
Have you discussed your desire for additional feedback? Has she maybe addressed that?
I think this is more bounces back to my avoidance issue. I just kind of go in, let her say what she has to say. If I agree with the evaluation, it's normally positive. It's normally good. Mm-hmm. So I just sign off and go about my business because I just don't want to stay around in her office any more longer than I have to.
I understand. Okay. Anything else?
I don't know if I am being fair to her at the same time by wanting her to kind of fit the shoes of another person because of our past administrator. But I know that at the same time she's learning. So I just want to try to bridge that gap and make her, possibly make her feel more comfortable. Okay. Is what I'm thinking. Okay. Maybe she's not feeling comfortable.
And what are some steps that you could take to help her feel more comfortable?
Definitely go and talk to her. Okay. And probably in a one-on-one. So if I could build myself up to try to come up with some things I would like to say to her, maybe.
What would that look like? What would be an example of something you'd like to say?
I would first want to treat her the way I want to be treated. So I will go and tell her I appreciate all that she does for our school. And then try to get her to understand, how we feel and say, hey, I know you like to do the lesson plans or tell us what we should be working on every week. But how about if we kind of, do it this way, or just say in the past, maybe not say in the past, but also just say something like, this has worked for us, or this has worked for me. And maybe, hopefully, she'll be more apt to appreciate that, I think.
Okay, that sounds very good. All right, so let's kind of pause here. We'll bring this back for the next session. But just to summarize, you have an understanding that your sense of appreciation, your sense of value doesn't come just from your administrator. You said that your parents, your teammates, they appreciate you and you feel valued through that. Some steps that you could put in place with your director are maybe just a simple conversation, things like to show appreciation there. And so I think we're at a good stopping point. We'll bring that back next session next week. Do you have any other questions for me?
No, I think I'll definitely try to have some type of conversation with her to move forward.
All right.
Well, thank you.
All right. Well, I look forward to seeing you next week. Take care. If you have any questions, give me a call.
I will. Thank you.